Okay, so I'm going to extricate myself from this spot. By letting Martin Luther have the last words. Martin Luther, in his 15th century commentary on Galatians. Listen to what this old man of the faith says. We could imagine, Martin Luther says, the apostle saying to the Galatians, why do you get so worked up over ceremonies and meats and days and places and such things? Leave off this foolishness and listen to me. The whole law is comprehended in this one sentence, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. God is not particularly interested in ceremonies, nor has he any use for them. The one thing he requires of you is that you believe in Christ, whom he hath sent. If, in addition to faith, which comes first as the most acceptable service unto God, you want to add laws, then you want to know that all laws are comprehended in this short commandment, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Paul knows how to explain the law of God. He condenses all the laws of Moses into one brief sentence. Reason takes offense at the brevity with which Paul treats the law. Therefore, reason looks down upon the doctrine of faith and its truly good works. To serve one another in love, that is to instruct the erring, to comfort the afflicted, to raise the fallen, to help one's neighbor in every possible way, to bear with his infirmities, to endure hardships, toil, ingratitude in the church and in the world, and on the other hand, to obey government, to honor one's parents, to be patient at home with a nagging spouse. Well, he says wife, but you have to consider when he was lying. And an unruly family. These things are not at all regarded as good works. The fact is, they are such excellent works that the world cannot possibly estimate them at their true value. It is tersely spoken, love thy neighbor as thyself. But what more needs to be said? You cannot find a better or nearer example than your own. If you want to know how you ought to love your neighbor, ask yourself how much you love yourself. How much do you love yourself? If you were to get into trouble or danger, you would be glad to have the love and help of everyone. You do not need any book of instructions to teach you how to love your neighbor. All you have to do is look into your own heart, and it will tell you how you ought to love your neighbor as yourself. My neighbor is every person, especially those who need my help, as Christ explained in the 10th chapter of Luke. Even if a person has done me some wrong or has hurt me in any way, he is still a human being with flesh and blood. As long as a person remains a human being, so long as she is to be an object of our love. Paul therefore urges his Galatians, and incidentally all believers, to serve each other in love. You Galatians do not have to accept circumcision. If you are so anxious to do good works, I will tell you in one word how you can fulfill all laws. By love, serve one another. You will never lack people to whom you may do good. The world is full of people who need your help.